Hey everyone, welcome back to The Moment. It's me, Meredith Lynch, and I'm joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Rebecca Senanez. So
Hi.
excited because we have a very, very special guest today. We first met her while arguing over the Karen Reed trial. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Carolina Montesquieu. She is a Dominican American stand-up comedian hailing from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Rooted in her Caribbean heritage, her comedy blends real life stories, cultural chaos, and sharp punchlines. You can find her performing all over Boston and New York. In fact, tonight, she's at the Red Room in the East Village and the Gold Sounds Bar in Brooklyn. She's booked and blessed. She's my dad's favorite comedian. She's Carolina Montesquieu.
Good morning, ladies.
It's
What an
so good to
intro.
have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. And, I just want to start off by saying Karen Reed, not guilty.
I know. I remember
Official.
when we met, we were like, I know. So we've all lived in Boston before,
Wow.
but I left Boston like well before the Karen Reed.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me, Meredith?
I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you. Rebecca, say something.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear Rebecca at all.
Weird.
A little technical issue.
Meredith, you can?
Weird. Okay, well, we all have lived in Massachusetts, and I think there were many things to me about the Karen Reed trial that were very unique. And that is, I would say hundreds of thousands of people in Massachusetts discover that cops might be corrupt.
Who knew?
Like, it really was like, there were so many people who were like, you're not going to believe it. I think the police sometimes might look out for each other more than citizens. And I was like, I can't believe it took all of that for white people to figure this out. So anyway.
And still no reform, but
right,
nothing matters anymore.
Right. Wait, Carolina, can you hear me now? She still can't hear me.
We're going to have a tough time if I can't hear Rebecca.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
You guys keep talking. I'm going to go out and come back in again and see if that.
All right, we're going to miss you.
We love doing live,
This is what live is all about, right?
This is what okay, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Okay, so there's so many things that we're going to talk about today, Carolina, but there was one thing that I wanted to talk about that wasn't on our list, but since I just have you, I wanted to ask you, did you see the clip yet of the reporter asking Trump a question about the Epstein Files? And he says, quiet,
Piggy.
Yes.
Bitch. What the freak was that? And no one defended her.
Rebecca, how about now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Quiet piggies? Okay.
Yay! Oh my God. Okay. But wait, Rebecca, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Rebecca is a journalist by training. That's what I always like to say.
I think that's well said. Yeah.
And so this morning when I woke up, I was trying to figure out who it was, and all I could see was like female reporter, female reporter, female reporter. So I was like, they're not. I was like, say her name.
Yes. Who is it?
But I found out that they haven't revealed who it is yet. And so I'm curious to know from your perspective, like, what is the kind of like ethics around that? Because like there's 20 journalists right now who know who that was, right? They were all on the plane together. So why has the name not been revealed?
So there's this like tenet in like old school journalism, which, has gone by the wayside. But the idea, like what they train you in journalism school is like never become the story. Like
right.
As much a fly on the wall, gathering facts, pulling together voices, and like doing that neutrally. As we can talk about and other things that has like really gone by the wayside, I think, especially because the internet, because everybody wants a platform, because everybody wants a persona. But my gut is this is probably like an old school reporter who does what you're supposed to do and like had no intention of themselves becoming the story and probably doesn't want the Daily Mail or whatever to be like, is this little piggy a little piggy? You know what I mean? So, like historically, that would be very normal. And like, it's only now that we're so used to journalists having these personalities that are part of the story.
Well, and also too, it's like, it's probably one thing 30 years ago if the White House press secretary says, okay, that's enough out of you or something like that, something kind of rude. But to go to somebody.
I mean, we're coming from your mom to
Right.
quiet Piggy. It's not a huge leap.
Well, and I think there's a difference, like it's not, there's also some, like BS to the whole thing is like journalists always have their own perspective, like journalists are humans. But like,
Sure.
There's a difference between a press secretary in the press room saying like, Peter Dowsey, like, stop, like you need to stop now. Like
that's enough. Yeah.
That's enough out of you. But like, that isn't the story. Whereas in this situation, if it's a woman reporter with a name attached to her and a face, and she's the little piggy, she is part of the story and not reporting on the story. And I'm sure whoever this person is, like if they have been part of this press corps, does not want that, understandably.
Well, I will stop searching for your name. Okay. I'm going to give you your piece.
Say her name. It was me. I'm the little piggy.
And he would say it to a skinny woman.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many other things going on today.
Oh boy, what a week.
So I want to talk a little bit about the fact that I think we're going to have a vote today.
I think we're going to have a vote today.
Epstein Files.
I know. You've been even like communicating with the Rokana team, Representative Rokana, who's been on this show before. He's been like pushing this for months and months and months with Thomas Massie. And today it seems like they're actually going to vote on it. The Epstein women, the survivors, they were girls at the time, spoke on the Capitol today. But what's wild is that this weekend, Trump came out and said, yeah, actually, you guys should vote on this. You guys should release the Epstein Files, which is like a big Uno reverse situation.
Yeah, because they had enough time to go in and redact, make fake news. It's like, what are we even supposed to believe anymore as Americans? Like, nothing matters. Look at the energy that this administration is bringing. Like, it's crazy. Nothing is real. This is what I feel like. I feel like we're in just like, we diverted into the wrong dimension a long time ago. And it's
this timeline is not it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to see him do this 180. So I do think that like maybe there's like, he knows now what's going to come out and he's like, fine, try me.
This is can I like give you actually you go and then I'm going to give you my theory as to why.
No, because you know what? I don't really have a theory, Rebecca. My theory is like everything's insane and I'm just like walking around waiting for someone to yell, quiet Piggy at me. And it might be Cheryl Hines. So
that's coming soon.
I know, you're Cheryl Hines to you. Let's save that for the moment because totally.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. This is what I think. Like, I actually really do think this is what is happening. Is it's been made very clear that House Republicans, like writ large, want to vote for this. There's too much pressure. Trump wasn't able to get Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace back in line. And meanwhile, it looks bad because he's like pushing back and like it looks like he's obfuscating, which like I believe he is. So if it passes the House, then it has to go to the Senate. And who knows how the Senate is going to vote. And so I think he's going to watch and see whether the Senate does what the House does, which is like gather Republicans to open the files. I think he's going to be hands off and watch until it happens. If it happens, and then it would go to his desk, right, where he could veto it, or he signs it into law and says, yes, the Epstein Transparency Act, let's go. But what they also did this week is reopen the Epstein Files for investigation, saying they were investigating the Democrats in it. And so I think Trump is going to watch this thing happen and it's going to come to his desk and he's going to be like, we just have to wait because it's an ongoing investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not obfuscating. I'm not vetoing it. I can't interrupt an ongoing investigation. And like, that's enough for Link Lauren and like the Fox News people to be like, all of these Democrats are going crazy because like there's an ongoing investigation here. So he can't sign it into law. So that's what I think, is I think he was losing control of the House Republicans and he didn't want to look weak, even though he does look weak. And so he was like, screw it. Let me say that this is my idea. I look like I'm not obfuscating, but at the same time, they've returned it into an ongoing investigation. And I think they're going to use that as an excuse to neither veto it nor sign it into law, to just like leave it on his desk until he dies. That's what I think is going to happen.
You're giving him too much credit. Maybe someone in his
Yeah,
thought of that idea.
Miller,
But not him.
like, yeah, maybe
It's like-
Stephen Miller came up with this plan.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen
Well,
Miller. Special
you
place in
think-
hell for him.
Ain't that the truth? Do you think though, like that, you know, we're going to talk about this. I think we have time, that there is like a changing tide though with Republicans, and like even in that clip where the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders coach talks about Bad Bunny, like,
Wait,
there.
should we play that clip?
Let's play this clip because I want to talk about this because
Yeah.
Carolina is
What
our
are your
quarter-
thoughts on
is
Bad Bunny
our-
performing at this year's Super Bowl?
I think it's awesome. And I think our Latina fan base is amazing. And I think when you think about the Super Bowl, you want the number one performer in the world to be there. We're on a global stage, and we can't ever forget that. Our game goes out to everybody around the world. And to get the premier entertainer to want to be a part of our game, I think is amazing. We have a mixed culture. Our whole society is based on immigrants that have come here and founded our country. And I think we can celebrate that. And I think the show's going to be amazing.
You don't think at a time when his comments were divisive as it relates to President Trump, when everyone is just seeking this political unification, that you'd want somebody who maybe didn't touch politics?
I don't think our game's about politics. I don't think people tune in to look at politics. We do everything we can to avoid politics. And I think in that moment that people will be watching the game, they'll be celebrating music, and nobody will be thinking about what's comments on the left side, what comments on the right side, that this is about bringing people together.
Wow.
Okay.
You know,
Carolina, thoughts from you first.
I liked two white people, Dolly Parton and Meredith Lynch. And now we're gonna add that lady from the Dallas Cowboys on there. No, that's awesome. And I'm sure she rehearsed that a million times in the mirror, because the NFL is political. Okay, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, like, it's political. It's 100% political. Okay, and people are very angry because he doesn't sing in English. Okay, but Bad Bunny has a song that goes, yeah, 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 yeah. That's like 9 words in English. Like, everyone will be fine.
Everybody's going to be fine.
Yeah, anything other than that, he's just like singing about boners and Puerto Rico, which I love. So I think he is the best person to represent the culture right now and what's going on. Jay-Z is the one who gets to pick like who the Super Bowl performer is. And yes, yeah, it's just getting blacker and blacker and blacker. And then whoop, now it's Puerto Rican. And I know a lot of people are confused.
Puerto Rico is part of America.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Everybody tap in.
It's wild. It's a wild.
And he's about to win Album of the Year at the US Grammys too. He just won them at the Latin Grammys, but he is like the #1 recording star. And he touches the hearts of everybody. Everyone hears him, no matter where you are. He's in the
Aren't you mutuals with Bad Bunny? Aren't you and Bad Bunny dating?
Listen, I'm not able to disclose the relationship with me and Benito at this time. No, you know what? We planted a seed that will grow in the future. He did repost me. I made a TikTok asking him to come fuck me. And, you know, it was pretty misleading when he just reposted it and didn't DM me.
Leading you on.
He was leading me on. But you know what? He gave me something no other man has ever given me, which is validation with analytics. So I'm here for it. We got almost 2 million views. I'm obsessed with this man, and I never thought I'd root for the Cowboys because I'm a Patriots fan, but sure, why not?
Sure, why not? I know. I also want to throw out there Katie Miller, who's like, in a moment where we're trying not to be divisive, I'm like, Katie Miller, your husband is the architect of like snatching people off the street and putting them into international prisons. Like,
she's next. Honestly, I don't know why she thinks she's safe.
Yeah.
And when I think Stephen Miller, I'm like, oh yeah, that eugenics motherfucker. Like, what is going on? Like, what are we really talking about?
I know, but she doesn't want us to be divisive by putting Bad
an
Bunny.
American on the biggest
An
American
American
stage.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to be careful because you can find Katie Miller a lot of places, but one of the places you can find her is in my DMs.
That's a fact.
Fuck you, Katie Miller. Oh God, I'm
Wait,
about
you
to
know
get
who else
banned
you
on
can find
Meta.
in your DMs, Meredith?
Who?
A certain Gen Z superstar who's in the chat right now.
We can't wait to welcome her to the show. We have such an exciting guest today. And we're going to introduce her in just 1 second. We're going to introduce her right now. We have with us today Hope Walz. We all first met Hope during the 2024 campaign trail when her father, Governor Tim Walz, ran for vice president. Today, Hope has made a name for herself as a fierce advocate for progressive causes. She joins us today to shed some light on what's mobilizing Gen Z and how maybe the left should stop searching for their Joe Rogan. Hope Walz, welcome to the moment.
Walz.
Hello.
Hi, Hope.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me. This is so fun.
We're so excited you're here.
Yeah. I'm in my office that is also on my bed, and you're being propped up by a squishmallow. So that's where I'm at today.
Honestly, that's where we're all at. That's
Yeah.
a metaphor for, America, I think. We're all in our squish pillows era.
Yeah.
We actually have a game for you today, Hope,
Ooh,
a Gen Z game that we're going to play at the end. And it feels like it's very on brand that this recording is being supported by a squish pillow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're excited you're here. And one of the things that I was just reading about you is you told the New York Times, like, the left needs to stop looking for their Joe Rogan. And I wonder if you could expand on that, because I feel like we're hearing that all the time, especially as content creators. We're like, where's our Joe Rogan? And you're like, we don't need a Joe Rogan. So what do we need?
Yeah, I say that because in my eyes, having like one person that's like the person is very annoying, especially when it's someone like Joe Rogan, who is very annoying. In my eyes, I know that'll probably create something somewhere, but whatever. I think diversity is the left's strength, and so having a lot of different voices with a lot of different perspectives is what's going to move us forward, not just having this one kind of figurehead, because at the end of the day, no one person's going to come save us. So having like a lot of different people who connect to different communities and identities, I think is very important and is what is going to like build that political capital going forward.
I feel like, I see a lot of like Democrat messaging from like, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. And it feels very like, hey, fellow kids on the internet, like, let's go vote, And I wonder like what you think the Democrats are doing wrong and what they're doing right as it relates to like getting Gen Z excited about the Democratic brand.
Yeah, I think living in today's world when like literally everything is so expensive. I was saying this on something else like last week. I don't think I'll ever own a home. Like that's not something that's in my like, plans, because it just doesn't seem possible right now. And like 20 years ago, that was not the case for people. So I think young people are just feeling very kind of isolated and like left out of what is expected of like Americans in this country. And so, of course, people aren't excited to be involved in, the systems and voting when it doesn't seem like any of that is actually helping them. And then when you see these like old people in DC that have been doing this for their whole lives that are just like, go vote and your life will be better. It's like, okay, well, that's not true, because everything's gotten worse. And we've had, Democrats in office.
Yeah.
Obviously the past 10 years have been kind of different, but like we have, and people haven't seen the change that is making their lives better. So like, why wouldn't they be involved? I do think though, like the left has the policies that make people's lives better. Like that's just the facts of the, fact of the matter. We just have to do a better job of like marketing that, as well as like not just being kind of wishy-washy in the middle, but being like, no, this is where we stand and this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to get there, and just being like normal human beings. I say people like relate to me and my family because they can see us in them. And like that is true. Like we are what you see online. And I think with a lot of like figures on the left, you're like, they are just they're preppy and they think they're better than me and they think they know everything instead of just like being normal human beings.
Yeah. I think, you guys, I'm going to say something really controversial. I think everyone should be able to own a home if they want to own a home. But I have to be honest with you, I've been thinking about it more. And I'm like, I was talking to my dad the other day. He's like, yeah, we got to get the refrigerator fixed. We got to do like, we got to. And I was like, God, that sounds horrible. I was like, maybe I do just want to rent for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Everyone should have the option to do that if they want to do that. But
I think home owning is like a metaphor. You know, it's like it is just one of
like
those milestones we all thought we were gonna have.
Totally.
Like the old promised us, and now we are the olds, and we're like, wait a minute.
Right.
I don't want to do maintenance.
Totally. Well, my dad said the same thing. He said, I don't think I'll ever own a home again. I just want to like rent places so I can go where I want.
Yes. Well, you on your social media accounts, you speak to a lot of women under the age of 35 every day. And so I'm wondering, like, what are the issues that you are seeing coming up in your comments right now? Like, what are the things that are getting people fired up, upset, motivated to actually engage in politics?
Yeah, I think it follows like the polling a lot, like affordability. People are like, I just want groceries. Like I literally just want to go get groceries.
Wow, high standards.
No,
I'm really asking for a lot there.
Absolutely. Same with like a women's right to choose and like women's healthcare in general. I see a lot of that, which I think the polling follows, especially with young women. And then obviously the past like week has been just very bizarre in DC. But I, see a lot of anger over like the files and like women's voices and believing women and just that in general. So those are kind of the big things, but I also think like women hold a lot more empathy than maybe everyone else. I don't know, that might be a controversial take, but like, women are known for being empathetic. So like I find all of the issues are something that like young women are caring about because they're like, we care about the world around us. So
how do you feel about like, okay, so I feel like there's been also this new resurgence, like suddenly we're starting to see some younger candidates, in a way that even in 2024 we weren't. What do you think is do you think that there are going to be more Gen Z people jumping into the race? Like you're here, you're, involved in politics. Like, what do you think about, not just Gen Z voting, but like showing up and like running for office?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because I think, like I said, like the left's strength is diversity, and that's diversity in all aspects. So I think having young people run for office, and like we saw in New York City, and we saw candidates all across the country, like younger people are running, and we obviously hold the capacity to win, because at the end of the day, if the policies are good and the messaging is good, we can. And I really hope so, because I think we need everybody, all ages, all across the spectrum, because those different perspectives are what is going to get us to the desired outcome.
Yeah, I was thinking a little bit about how you blend the pop culture into your social media. So I have a question for you. If one member of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had to run for office, who would you want it to be and why?
Oh gosh. Okay, well, like initially I'm like Mary Crosby, because she literally runs a cult, right? Like she knows how to get people to follow her. But I feel like Heather could be a really good politician, just because she's like pretty on message and knows what to say to like push buttons and get what she wants. So I'd say Mary or Heather. But honestly, I think all of them hold the capacity, which is a little scary, but also I think why the show is the best franchise out of all of the Housewives.
Ooh.
Yes.
I
think
love
by
this
far at the moment.
I agree. I agree with that. And I guess that kind of brings me, first of all, I love these picks. I agree with you. Like, I know Mary's a little bit of a wild card, but like I'm frightened by her in a way that I think is good.
Yes. Yes. People follow her for a reason, for sure.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we need in politics, it's cult leaders, you know?
Right?
I mean,
guess
some would argue
so.
that Trump
I mean,
is.
Yeah.
Some would say, not us. We wouldn't say. For legal purposes, we wouldn't say.
Yeah.
No, don't deport my dad. He's in Queens. His name is Pedro Guzman. Go find him.
But like, what do you think comes from blending that pop
I
culture
was going to ask. Yeah.
aspect with the political? Because you do such a good job of that, and I do feel like I get these comments. I bet you get them too. Where like, if I make a pop culture take, someone will be like, "Meredith, I don't want to hear it today. I want to hear you talk about the serious thing." But like,
Yeah.
why do you find that that's so effective?
Yeah, I think because it's real. Like at the end of the day, no one just talks about policy. No one just talks about pop culture because politics and policy are like people's lives. And
Mhm.
so in my eyes, when I'm making videos about whatever it may be, whether it's about like specifically like policy or politics, or whether it's, you know, Love Island, or I'm talking about how Love Island shows the rise of conservatism, like that
Mhm.
is real life. It's all connected. And normal people are multifaceted. Like no one is one thing. So I think by showing that you can have multiple interests and see the world from a point of view that's like all encompassing, not just black and white, is really important and brings people in.
Yeah.
Because I think people feel that sometimes the political world is very exclusive, because it is. It's like the most exclusive. But when they see people that are like, oh, they're actually just like me, maybe I can get involved. It brings people in, and that's what's going to move us forward. And so it's who I am, but it's also like very intentional with the way I like put things out. Sometimes it doesn't seem that way even to me, but then I like look at it and think about it. And I'm like, oh no, like I am showing people who I am so they can also get involved and make a difference and, you know, do what makes, you know, the world a better place. I guess that sounds so corny, but
Not at all. I have a question. How does Love Island interject with conservatives, like being conservative? I'm
yes.
sorry, I know it's probably on your TikTok, but
No,
I
you're
just scrolled.
good.
I saw that you're a Diet Coke girly. I'm like, I'm
Yes.
in, let's go. But like, can you talk about that some more?
Yeah, I think so. The video I made was talking about a situation where like all of the guys like turned against I think it was Amaya in like one of the scenes because she was like being emotional, and they were calling her crazy, and just like all of the guys were like going in on her over like caring about this show, which, you know, they're all there for a reason, I guess, whatever their reasons may be. And I think it just shows like how the world is kind of shifting, and how now we're seeing these conversations. They've always been a thing, but I feel like being brought up in such a forward way. Like I think Love Island was maybe the most watched show of the summer or something, something of the sort. And so like all like that commentary and like calling women crazy for showing emotions was like brought into the mainstream again. And
okay, I see where you're coming from.
And like that video of Trump came out calling like a reporter Piggy or something today.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Like,
yeah.
that connects back to it. And it's just, it's always been there, but it seems like at the forefront again. And I was just watching the show and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like this shows what larger culture is like right now. So
yeah, okay, that's so true. I'm a mommy.
Mamacita.
Can I ask? So, like, sometimes also you get pulled into the Republican, the conservative news media, and you get like in that that clip cycle. I want to play a clip from Laura Ingraham talking about one of your videos, and then I want to get your take about like what this is like and how it affects your life. And
totally.
Let's.
The Democrat establishment knows that if they're seen as opposing him, a chunk of liberal urban voters will revolt, just like Tim Walz's daughter.
I know it might surprise some people, but feeding kids lunch, providing childcare, having accessible and functional public transportation, among many other things, are popular policies everywhere. They're popular everywhere.
You just lost about 100,000 brain cells by watching that soundbite. Sweetie, if they were popular everywhere, Trump would not be president.
Okay.
Sweetie,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Can we discuss that she was like, Democrats are revolting, and it's literally a video of you laying in your bed, like, "Hey guys,
We should feed the children. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're not storming the Bastille." Like, it's like that to them is revolting.
Yes.
But yeah, Rebecca, this was the clip that you found, and I think it's so important to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to know one, what that's like for you as like a person on planet Earth. And I'm like a big Gus fan, and I like know that, but like, yeah, I want to know what that's like for you as a person, and then as political too.
Yeah. I mean, I think they do it like whenever they get bored or they don't have anything else to talk about, because I'm like, why am I important to you guys?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like that seems weird. Like I'm in the world, but I'm kind of on the fray of it. So I'm like, okay, who is like watching my videos and deciding that this is what they're going to talk about? But it gets them clicks. And so I get it from kind of that standpoint. Also, like immediately my brain goes to my dad's press secretary is going to be so mad at me. But like not like mad as in I'm issues for myself. Like if anything, it helps my dad. I think they would probably say something different, but I'm like, I think showing Fox News that I have empathy and want to feed kids and give people health care is not a bad thing. So I try to like look at it from that perspective too. Like maybe someone out there is like watching that and they're like, oh, maybe I'm on the wrong side of things right now.
Yeah, it is a weird clip that they chose, because you're saying like truly, you're not even saying specific policies. You're just saying like, hey, these are things that like maybe we should care about as a society.
Totally. And like I would say probably a lot of people on the right would say the same things.
Yeah.
If you ask them,
you would have to imagine. Yeah.
Just like,
no, it's the dumbest thing she's ever heard. She said, if you just lost 100,000 brain cells.
Well, I think she is maybe not that smart.
Maybe.
If that's what she took from that, I'm like, okay.
Because from the looks of her hair, she's inhaled a lot of hairspray.
Yeah.
So.
If you look at the polling, like that stuff is popular. So I'm like, it's astonishing to me that they can just lie as much as they do. But that's the world we live in. So
it sure is.
Yeah.
So you live in a red state.
I do.
Yep. And so I was curious to know sort of like, how do you communicate about politics with the people that you might run into in everyday life? And I'm assuming like you probably run into people all the time who have no idea that you are Hope Walz, right? Like they have no idea, like, you're at the grocery store or whatever. How is it living in such a red state when you come from much more of a blue, state and background?
Yeah. So I'm in Montana for anybody else, which is like a bizarre place to end up if you're not here. But we do have like grocery stores and restaurants. My friend was very confused when she came and visited. She's like, you live in a town. I'm like, yeah, I live in a town. Like, what do you mean? I'm like 2 blocks from like a university that has like 20,000 students at this point. Anyways, so like that's where I'm at. And I think the key to like being in a red space as someone who is like on the left is just meeting people where they're at. Oh, sorry. My phone just went off. Okay. It's meeting people where they're at. Because I believe most people are good. I think a lot of people are maybe just confused in the current political climate and don't really know what's good, what's bad, the media. And I think just everything does a good job of skewing that. But I think at the end of the day, most people, not all, but most people are good. And so meeting people where they're at and talking in terms that normal, regular people can understand goes a long way. So if someone's like saying something and you're like, hey, actually, maybe this is what's actually happening and this is what this policy does and this is what you can do to, make it better for yourself and your family. That goes a long way because I think a lot of people are just misguided. Yeah. Obviously, there are a lot of like evil human beings out there, which is like hard to grapple with. But most people are just trying to survive. And so when you meet them where they're at and just like have conversations on like a human level, you can get a lot farther than you think you may be able to initially.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I another place where you can kind of meet people where they're at, Hope, is dealing with millennials. We might be liberals. We might make Laura Ingraham lose some brain cells, but you are talking with 3 firmly millennial folks. So we have a little game for you.
Okay.
It's called Gen Z Agrees or Ladies Please. I am going
Ooh.
a different thing that millennials do, and you are going to tell me if it's Gen Z approved or millennial cringe.
Okay.
So I'm going to name you.
I still used the word chuggy this morning to describe it, and then I was chastised by my fellow millennials, and we're like, it's so embarrassing that you would even possibly, like, you've already jumped the shark here. So
Yeah.
It's like chopped and unk now, I guess.
Ooh.
I don't even
Chopped and
see that's
unk.
even like a little like far off for me. I'm on a little bit of the older side of Gen Z, and so I'm like,
Okay.
what the heck is unk?
Next
What
chuggy
you got?
is gonna be like, that's unk, Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to name a thing. Tell me if it's passable or millennial cringe.
Okay.
Taking a photo of your food for social media.
Oh no, I do that. That's passable.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
But then you can't say like phone eats first. Like that's
Okay.
Caption, it has to be approved. Okay.
Yeah.
Asterisks. Don't talk.
Okay. Putting up a photo of a crying selfie.
Ooh. See, I don't allow myself to like put videos of myself crying on the internet, but I've like thought about it. So maybe but I never want to like tell anybody that they can't express themselves. So can I go like right in the middle?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I think
Wow,
that's right in the middle.
diplomacy.
I think it depends.
Okay.
I love a good crying selfie. I'm like,
How about when you cover your face, but you're clearly crying? Like it's like,
Oh, that's probably that's cringe.
yeah, that's a little cringe.
That's cringe. Okay.
Tucking in your shirt.
Cringe.
Somebody call
But, like,
Tan France.
I will say, like, I don't do business casual. Like, I work at a homeless shelter and I ski instruct. So, like, I don't own dress pants and like a shirt. So my mom would probably be like, Hope Walz, what are you saying right now? But like, I don't, I have no reason for that. And when I do see it, it's not, I think it's cringe. Unless you're going to work,
Okay, fair enough.
Wow,
Well, like your
that's
dad can
embarrassing
still
for
tuck his
me.
shirt in.
Say that one more time.
Your dad can still tuck his shirt in.
Yeah, he has to. That would not go over well, I don't think. That might be like a tan suit situation.
yeah.
Oh my God. Hope Walz encourages dad to untuck shirt.
Yes, literally.
No, just say go untucked, and then they'll be like, "What, queen?"
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a whole
Okay.
Fox News cycle.
Yes.
You, I think, are aptly. I think you can really answer this one for us. Getting matching tattoos.
Ooh, cringe.
I knew it.
Wait, Meredith. So then we have to cancel our appointment.
I know.
But it's a little, to me, like if it's a relationship, like you and your partner, it's a little different if it's like a friend, I think.
Okay.
And you're a tattoo girly. Like
Yes.
Hope is like both in the know as Gen Z
Yes.
and a tattoo girly.
Yes. I think it's just a big risk because what if there's a falling out,
That's right.
That's true.
That would be humiliating.
I almost got sucked into one of those. Thank God.
We should
Well,
start a
yeah.
like nonprofit to prevent people from getting matching tattoos.
Now there's
Or,
3
like,
girls walking around with
cover-ups
matching tattoos
once
that
they-
do not talk to each other. I am not one of them.
That's a really good platform.
Okay, last but not least,
Okay.
boomerangs.
Oh, actually, I was like in one on like the hot yoga studio I've been going to. Like last week, my friend had her like 100th class and they posted a boomerang, but cringe because while they were taking it, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. So cringe.
Your dad's press secretary is like, Hope,
Yes.
we cannot, there's a lot of things we can deal with.
Yes.
Boomerangs is not one of them.
Yes, that's too much. That's
That
too
is a
far.
bridge too far.
Yes, I've just kind of stopped telling him when I'm doing things like this, hoping he doesn't find it. Well, my dad and I will play a game and be like, how long until he does?
Well, if he finds out about this, that you've, told the millennials that they can't get matching tattoos, we'll cross that bridge when we get there,
Absolutely.
Hope Walz is breaking the internet every single day. Hope, where can our friends find you?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok and Instagram, just at Hope Walz. And I believe I'm on YouTube, but I'm really bad about posting on YouTube. But maybe I'll be better about that this winter. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. And
I like it.
I'm Hope Walz on YouTube, but hopefully I'm on your For You page. I think TikTok hates me right now, but that's okay. Yeah.
Same.
I think that TikTok doesn't like political content right now, but that's another conversation.
Totally.
We'll have you back for that one. Hope Walz, we can't thank you enough for hanging out.
Yes.
Thank you for everything you do. Please come back.
This is a millennial heart that I just gave.
Forever.
Thank you guys so much. This was so fun.
Thank you, Hope.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope. Wow, she's a delight.
Wow.
Wicked smart.
Hope makes me hopeful.
I can understand exactly what, like, she is. She's relatable. She talks about pop culture in a way that's really smart, and she's actually very, very smart about policy. Like, I get it. I get it. I'm into it.
Yeah, she's got my vote if she does anything.
I know. That's one question that I wanted to ask her is, like, would she ever run for office? But she has plenty of time. She's young,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys, I am just wondering, what is having a moment for you right now? Carolina, what is having a moment for you?
Oh my goodness, a moment. Okay, so I got bangs.
Bangs are a moment.
Love them.
They're a little flat right now.
No, they're good.
But
they're good. I like them.
It's kind of like when you buy a car and then you start seeing the car everywhere. You just start noticing it more. And I'm like, wow, a lot of these bitches out here got bangs and I am not different. And most people associate bangs with like a mental breakdown, but these are mutually exclusive. I just thought they would look cute. I'm also in shambles, but now I have cute bangs to go with them.
No, but I feel like those curtain bangs and like little, like, these are different categories of mental illness,
Yeah, I didn't get the, what do you
the like Zoe
what do they
Deschanel.
call those turf bangs?
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
Like trans exclusionary radical feminists?
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you get those,
Learn something
I
every
guess
day.
you're giving turf. But there's someone who's changing the conversation on that. This actress, Ivy Woke. She's really
We
killing
love
them.
Ivy.
And she's not turf, but she does have the little bangs. So she's changing the conversation around that.
I'm
Wow.
obsessed with Ivy.
Ivy is the best.
Do you know Ivy from the scene?
Yes. We've done like 2 shows together. We're around each other. She's fantastic, honestly.
Oh my God. Let's have you back and have Ivy on as our guest.
That would be dope, honestly. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We've been talking about having Ivy on, so like.
Yeah, she's true Gen Z. So young, so talented. Oh yeah, let's 100% do it. Serious.
Rebecca, what's having a moment for you?
Okay, my moment is sort of like niche and requires some explanation. Do you guys remember about a year or so ago that it came out that RFK Jr. was having an affair, a digital affair with a New York Magazine reporter named Olivia Nuzzi?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Carolina, this happened. This was like this is a reporter that I looked at. She's like young and blonde and hot, and was also like a star reporter in the scene. Is like somebody that I looked at and I was like, wow, she's got it all. And then it came out that she was having an affair with
RFK,
who she was also covering as a reporter. New York Magazine did the right thing. They parted ways, bad journalistic ethics. She went away for a while. Then, a month ago, it was announced that she is the new West Coast editor of Vanity Fair. She got a job back. Meanwhile, Condé Nast has taken away all these jobs. Teen Vogue got absorbed. There's all these layoffs. This woman who has serious questionable journalistic ethics. And then she also is about to publish a book. And I was like, I got to read this book. And I read the excerpt yesterday. And it was I truly don't know how to describe it to you except like a Lana Del Rey song about RFK Jr. and like it is like sentences that go on for paragraphs. It is like metaphor upon metaphor. It is like truly some of the worst writing I'd ever read. And I was like very it was like you couldn't even hate read it. It was like unreadable. And then in the evening, her ex-fiance, who she claimed had blackmailed her during this RFK Jr. event, wrote a Substack post all about it, and it ended with accusing her of having slept with a different political candidate many years before that she was also profiling. And so like it is like the messiest. It's like these people who are at the height of political journalism are actually Real Housewife mess. And the person in me who like loves chaos and mess is like gobbling this up. And the person in me who's like, this is a really important craft and practice and institution is so horrified that these people continue to get to make money off of this story and like make a mockery of a really important institution that is going away, and like especially Black and brown people are being laid off by like the hundreds in the media industry. Anyways, that's what's having a moment for me. Media drama.
Wow, no, that's huge.
Huge.
Did her ex-fiance or ex-husband name the politician?
Yeah, this guy named Mark Sanford, who like I didn't even remember. I think he was the governor of one of the Carolinas. And this was in 2020. And he's like, and in the post he said, I'm going to be dropping posts for over the next several days. And so the implication being is like, are there other men?
He said XOXO Gossip Girl. Oh my God, that's so juicy.
South Carolina governor, the former South Carolina governor. Thank you to our producer Vienna who added that in. Yeah, and it's like he's dropping these posts, and she's about to drop this book, and then also like really what it told me is like the writing was so terrible. You know, like I thought, okay, maybe she can make a comeback if like she writes a book that is like really an important American tale, great reporting, great writing. But it was like, oh, these editors were doing their job, you know, like she was getting edited. Yeah. Okay. Here's a brief excerpt from her excerpt. I loved his brain. I hated the idea of an intruder therein, she wrote. Others thought he was a madman. He was not quite mad the way they thought, but I loved the private ways that he was mad. I loved that he was insatiable in all ways, as if he would swallow up the world and just to know it better. And at a certain point, he says, baby, don't worry, it's not a worm. Anyways.
It's not a worm in my brain. It's
oh, this is them.
I want you guys to see Mark Sanford because to me, he's a little copy paste RFK Jr.
Yeah, she has a type, and that type is like many, many years older. I also didn't realize Keith Olbermann, the longtime broadcaster, met her when she was very, very young and funded her life. He like paid for her to go to college and outfitted her and like bought her or like paid for her rent in a West Village apartment. Like this woman has been handed everything, and underneath it is not a very good writer and like maybe sleeping with a lot of older men. It's messy. Who knows? The part of me that loves mess cannot get enough. The part of me that loves journalism is very, very
disappointed.
So what's having a moment for you, Meredith?
Wow. I mean, who's going to top that, right? Like,
you can't.
Who's going to top that? I mean, I think, you know what's having a moment for me is like, sometimes I am a woke queen. Like I was on live the other day and people were like making fun of Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. And I was like, so what?
So what?
So what?
So
maybe Bill Clinton is bisexual. I'm not going to make jokes about that. I will make fun of him for many other reasons, but I'm not making fun of him for that.
Meredith, they were doing this around underage children, or who knows?
I think she's joking about the blowjob picture.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. The if there is a BJ picture and there's no underage children involved, and like the punchline is that Bill Clinton is bisexual, I'm like, go off, King.
Yeah,
Like-
the only thing that's not okay is you like using your power to, seduce interns and then, using your entire might against you and then also potentially having sex with children.
If Trump and Clinton hooked up, that is like the least of a story to me. That is like two consensual adults with like equal levels of power. That's exactly who should be hooking up.
You're like, yes, our first LGBTQ
good
president.
point.
Let's go.
That's a good point. Yeah,
have
that's
no
exactly
problem
who
with it.
should be hooking up.
So like
Deserve each
everyone
other.
keeps making a big deal out of it. And I guess I get it. Like, if Bill Clinton is bisexual, like that would be some interesting information that we're just getting now after, 80 years of his life, whatever. But I do think it's like I do have these moments where I'm like, oh, but this isn't the interesting thing. This is like, if that is the thing, it's not the interesting thing. And this is not like when I had to apologize to the non-binary community of the Revolutionary War. It's very different. That was a very different situation. Like,
all right.
If you're going to assume gender about the Revolutionary War, just be prepared that people will
I would
you.
never assume somebody's gender, Meredith. No, I have a hard time.
You guys, this has been so much fun. Carolina, you have shows, like everyone's got to go to their website. She's performing 2 shows tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a working comic.
She's a working comic. She made it here to the show today.
Yes,
We're
I'm
so
about
grateful.
to go back to sleep.
We want to give a big shout out and thank you to our wonderful guest, Hope Walz. Rebecca and I will be back on Friday, as we always are, with a guest that is so hot, we can't even tell you who it is yet.
That's right.
Okay,
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming in. Mwah.
Bye, everybody.